All right. Board members, the next two speakers are wanting to speak on something that is not on the agenda. Board policy B180 limits public comments at the work session to items that are on the agenda. They've requested to speak related to the West High School football program because there is a meeting scheduled on July 10th at the same time as our board meeting when they could speak on this topic. And so for them to speak, we would have to have a motion, a second, and then vote on that.
I'd like to make a motion to allow them to speak.
A second.
Okay. Any discussion? And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. George Ewert. George, if you'll state your name and county residence, you'll have 3 minutes.
Yeah, my name is George Ewert. I live in Knox County, Tennessee. I want to thank each of the board members for your service and appreciate the opportunity to address you tonight regarding Lamar Brown. Let me read you a direct quote that appears on the superintendent's webpage. I believe our community can work together to achieve great things. On numerous occasions, the West community has reached out to meet with him, only to be met with no response. My emails are still unanswered from him. There was a letter sent to him asking to meet with 6 community leaders. And Lamar Brown and his attorney, he said no. Then we requested Lamar and his attorney, and he said no. And then another one sent that just asked Lamar Brown to meet with the superintendent, and he said no. But he goes on a local talk radio show and speaks about how he's repairing this community. This is not working with the community. Please listen to some of the absurdity of superintendent's leadership as I read you another one of his quotes that he stays a lot. Above all is the safety of our students. Coach Brown is going to be assigned to another school. Does that mean the students are not safe at West, but they are at another school? The Hardin Valley had a baseball coach sending illicit sexual pictures to students. As punishment, his direct supervisor and the person who hired the coach is now the athletic director of Knox County Schools. And he will be supervising the West coaches for their 2-year training period. A principal at Hardin Valley was exposed 2,100 students and most likely double that around the surrounding area with not addressing a gas leak. Today, he's the principal at Austin East. I'm sure you're familiar with Parent Square. On May 19th, a message was delivered stating that Coach Brown had been suspended. No message was sent out on April 3rd, the day Chad Brooks was arrested, or May 23rd, the day Scott Shaver was arrested. I ask you, as parents, which would you rather know? That Coach Brown was suspended or alleged sexual predators were roaming the halls where your child went to school? With everything I mentioned, I ask you to rescind Lamar Brown's suspension and meet with the public before a final decision is made. I request also that you suspend Dr. John Roswick effective immediately until an in-depth investigation is carried out regarding the way he keeps our children safe. Thank you for your time, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Peace. If you'll state your name and county residence, you'll have 3 minutes.
My name is Robert Peace. I'm a parent of a student athlete at West High School. I first want to appreciate you for allowing me and George to speak today. But I have to be honest, the way the district handled the situation involving Lamar Brown has been nothing short of disgraceful. Let me be clear, the process you followed to investigate Coach Brown and the way you removed him from his role and reassigned him to another school was awful. It was messy, it was secretive, and completely lacked transparency. There was no communication with the parents, no plan of action presented to the students, the staff, or this community. You made a bad situation worse. And let's get something straight. No one, not me, no other parents, nor Coach Brown condones or excuses the actions or the alleged actions by Chad Brooks and Scott Shaver. Those allegations are deeply disturbing, and the safety of our children and always should be the top priority. By the way, I heard the superintendent mention he has a daughter. I have a daughter as well. She'll be at West High. She elected to leave private school this year to go to West High School, mainly because of Lamar Brown. My daughter would be safe around Lamar Brown. But you made it sound like he's being investigated, and he is not. He was not investigated. He was cleared by the police department. Coach Brown was devastated by what happened, and he was blindsided and heartbroken as the rest of us. To imply that he knew or allowed any of this is not only unfair, it's false. And instead of giving him support, you treated him like a scapegoat. This was a moment our school needed to come together, a moment when leadership should have showed up and not hidden behind vague statements and quiet reassignments. These kids needed guidance, they needed healing, and they needed unity. And instead, you ripped the one very person that could give them that. And you took them away with no explanation and never stepping foot into West High School to see if the kids are okay. It's time to prioritize the kids and make sure they are safe. That starts with stepping in the schools. Coach Brown's the heartbeat of that school. He's more than a football coach. He's a mentor, he's a father figure to many, and a man with a heart of gold. He's in this profession for the kids. You talk about the school insurance. We have many kids at West High School that can't afford the team fees or the insurance. Lamar Brown makes sure their fees are paid. He makes sure they're eligible to play. He makes sure as they go to class. You have no idea how many football players at West High School, 10% of the population, get their degree, get their high school diploma because they are part of the football team. You took that away. Lamar Brown's a strong leader, arguably one of the best you have in the entire district. Somebody else is going to get him, and you made a big mistake because you lost the best man you have in high school football.
Madam Chair, that concludes public forum.
Thank you. Thank you.